Okie dokie, let's go and jump some rank games with a random character and see what we're going to get today. And it looks like we are playing the Mage. We do start off with a puzzle box, with a box of riches so we can be extremely greedy. Now, that is a chessboard with a hammer with a piggy bank. How do we not take the hammer? How do we not take the piggy bank and explode it immediately? And I really want to take this chessboard, but if we take it right now, we won't be able to get our pawns unless we have that 2 extra gold. Unless we sell our little Starved Courage, but I do like it quite a bit so we can get our stamina reduced on our hammer. So should we wait around to grab a chessboard? Or do we say screw it and we sell our Starved Courage? I think we're going to sell our Starved Courage. Let's go ahead and take it, give us our pawns, and we'll see how we get on with this for now. So, with the chessboard, white begins first, that's something we got to remember, and whenever we can take a piece, it's going to take that piece. Now, do we want 2 regen, as well as inflicting 2 poison, or do we want 3 mana with a little bit of luck? Because the hammer does have a bit of a problem with accuracy, so getting a bit of luck will be kind of nice, but the bit of regen does give us a tiny bit of survivability. So I think I'm going to go with the regen for now. So we're going to get our monies, we're going to deal some big old hammer action, maybe some daggers potentially, but we'll have to see. Can we still run out though? With the chessboard, we're going to be looking for a lot of chess pieces. We did run out of stamina, but with the puzzle box, yeah, we speed up our hammer to insane speeds, and that's going to be a bit of a problem. And with 2 blindness, we do have 60% accuracy, but it's not going to be enough. We do lose our first rounds. It is what it is. We got our monies. Let's sell it. Stamina sack is incredibly awesome. It's going to be incredibly awesome. This is going to be really, really nice too. Do you want to grab ourselves? And that's going to be insane too. It keeps giving us puzzle bags of love. A lot of storage. Not gonna lie, do we want to grab ourselves Free Get Ice? Do we want to grab another white pawn? I'm going to take it since it only costs 1, and that's going to be even better for us. We can also grab ourselves a whetstone, but I want to grab ourselves a garlic for now. 2. We probably want to grab blueberries because the mage does need a ton of mana. Now we're just going to have our chess pieces like so, because white moves, then black, then white again. So yeah, I'm just going to rock on with this. Just speeding up, using our puzzle box on our food items because we don't want to speed up our hammer, we don't want to slow it down either. Now we are facing a boomerang with a shepherd's crook. They're going to be trying to steal our buffs. We got 4 regen, 4 mana, so it's going to be relatively nice. And hell yeah, much, much better. Now should we go for Piggy Pinata with the hammer? I really want to take Spicy Banana though. But that's also nice to meet you. We've got the 3 crazy skills for our setup. So we can go for Massive Econ with a hammer action. We can lock in hammer daggers, or we can just get a ton of heals. I think I gotta take Knife to meet you though. Let's take Knife to meet you. You are going to be inflicting 5 random debuffs, but reduce healing. I gotta take you. With the banana, with the 1-2. Let's roll one more time, and that's a piggy bank. I gotta take the piggy bank and sell this little blue gemstone to go ahead and grab it. I'm actually gonna have our box of riches in. I'm gonna reserve this bit of storage. We're gonna crack on this piggy bank. And I'm going to have our chest set up to be like this. So our white pawn moves, take out a black pawn, and then our black bishop should be able to move either our black pawn, inflict 5 random debuffs, but also reduce our opponent's healing, which is going to be kind of nice. Maybe not so crazy early on, but facing a Goobert, definitely so. Actually, our black pawn might not be taken out. Yeah, that is a bit of a problem for us, especially facing something like a Goobert. We have inflicted a decent bit of poison. So along with our hammer and our poison, we should definitely be able to win out. Now our Knight to meet you should be able to give us more damage too, which is going to be really, really freaking awesome, and hell yeah. We're going to get even more monies, which is going to be even better for us. And let's go ahead and sell it to go ahead and grab this storage. Now, I'm going to grab the shiny shell, I'm going to grab another one of these. I'm not going to take this bag, I'm going to roll again. You want a second banana for even more stamina? Should we just grab ourselves another bag, or should we take the banana? You know, I'll take the banana, I'm going to roll again. That's a dagger, hell yeah, that's also a big old set of blueberries. So yeah, I think I'm going to be moving on with this. We did place in our little white pawn into here, which could cause some chaos. We're going to see. We have our Knight to meet you. We got our dagger. We could also grab ourselves an Owlspear companion, but I'm not as interested in our Owlspear. Now, can we keep up with this shielded leather armor? Is actually going to do nothing for opponents. Once they get a vampiric armor, that's going to be different story, or nice armor. But adding in a dagger is going to be really, really freaking awesome because it's going to deal a lot more damage. With our Knight to meet you, it should speed up quite a bit too. And hell yeah, not going to be close whatsoever. Amazing. Now here we go. We can capture, gain some vampirism. Hell yeah, going to be taking it. We're also going to take this too. I actually really want to look for some daggers, so maybe we want to take our chessboard as well as our box of riches. But I also want to find ourselves some chess pieces, so I might keep it in. That's a white knight too. So that's going to give us stamina. How do we not take that with a hammer dagger action? Let's out the banana. Let's go ahead and grab you too. Let's figure out how we're going to fit in these chess pieces. Let's roll it again. And I think we're in a pretty good spot to line up everything taking out this middle piece, which I'm going to be banking on. Now it could be chaos, especially with a white pawn in this spot. But we should be able to get our stamina. We should be able to trigger our board a little bit faster. Yeah, everything should be going pretty fast. And maybe even get our vampirism. Definitely does not look like so. So we didn't get a vampirism, but we did reduce their healing. But hell yeah, chessboard, hammer dagger action, looking kind of insane actually. Now we could actually go for double hammers. Double hammers could be a thing. We can also go for Shelly. We can also go for mana pot. I think right now I'm going to take out these, and I'm not going to take the hammer. I'm going to roll looking for another dagger. Piggy bank we're going to be taking. Let's take the gloves. Let's roll again. Spectral dagger is a thing we could go for. I really want to grab it, but I also really want to find ourselves one more dagger. Should we reserve it and roll? Although you are going to be stamina to help with our hammer. Let's sell our gloves for now. So I'm definitely going to be taking both these. We're not going to find ourselves another dagger, which is a little bit troublesome. Not right now at least. But yeah, we're definitely going to be cracking up with our piggy bank so we get a ton of value. Now look how speedy our chessboard situation is once our white knight does get taken out. But we also get our stamina at the very beginning, which is not as great. We're definitely having in a second hammer with a bunch of stamina back could be kind of insane. We got tons of buffs. Now one should be able to give us some power, increase our damage, and amazing. Definitely so. Now you're going to be inflicting more debuffs, you're going to be reducing healing. I kind of like grabbing these bishops. Let's grab you too. I kind of want to grab this also. And I want to grab ourselves a mana orb, but I also need to roll. So anything else we want to grab? Freeman's got ice on sale, is going to be nice. Let's roll again, and you are going to be block and damage reduction. Should we go for damage reduction? I think we're going to sell our Freeman's got ice to go ahead and grab ourselves more storage. The only problem is I do kind of like having our black pawns captured because they're going to give us some mana, so we can easily get our one to start giving us some power. We can also have mana for our hammer, but I think we're going to roll on with this. Definitely so. Actually, let's roll one more time. And now let's get going. Actually, we could increase your healing efficiency by 25%. Is that something we want? Maybe. I'm not going to take it. Just not yet. We did add in our second bishop though. We'll see how this gets on. Can we inflict a bunch of debuffs? It's actually going to be incredibly awesome because inflicting that small bit blind is going to go a long way. Our opponent does have a 65% accuracy, slowing him down just a little bit, while the poison does little bits of chippy damage. The problem is, that's going to be a lot of spikes, and spikes do a lot of damage for a hammer dagger action. That's going to be blocking a lot of our damage, eating up our stamina, but we do end up falling short, unfortunately. Now we could actually go for Harald the Hateful hat. Rainbow Potion looking for a crit with staff is probably going to be the best way we could go, even a spike staff, just to get more damage. Okay, grabbing Harald the Hateful hat. Because then we can skill up crits. I'm going to take Harald the Hateful hat today. We're going to try this out. This could be a bit of a misplay, but we're going to see what can be done from it. Should we grab another Spell Scroller Grow? Should we grab ourselves another dagger? Hell yeah. Should we grab this for just infinite stamina or hammer? Probably. Let's go ahead and grab this fanny pack then. It does give us a puzzle bag improvement for a bunch more buffs. I'm also going to sell this garlic, and I really want to take our puzzle bag improvements. We could also grab our white knight to get more stamina, but I'm going to sell it so we can go ahead and grab this. The only problem is, where the frick are we going to place it? I think for the time being, we're probably going to move on with this. We should be able to get our chess pieces targeting all conversion on this one piece here, potentially. Yeah, definitely so. We got our Knight to meet you, which should be pretty good here. Mana generation is probably going to be on the low side, being in this spot, but we do want to craft up our Spectral Dagger. We have the potential to scale up some crits with our Harald the Hateful hat. Since we're going to have these gemstones in our weapons, which should be nice, we should have infinite stamina with our Spell Scrolls to grow, as long as we have mana. Awesome. I'm hoping that we can scale up our crits and deal some big old hammer dagger action. And so far, I was going to say looking awesome, but definitely not. We do instantly get destroyed. But hey, we do got a White King on sale, which is going to be gladly taken. It's also another gemstone to remove even more buffs. We could grab ourselves a corrupted crystal, being on sale. I'd gladly take it. We roll again. And we can try to speed up our hammer even more. But we do kind of need it. These gemstones. So I'm going to roll again. Now, setting up for a Vampire Dagger could be kind of smashing too. I'm going to sell these 2 pieces. And this red ruby to go ahead and grab ourselves another stamina sack. Puzzle bag of rune we could keep in. I kind of want to keep our corrupted crystal, but actually do want to grab this. Vampiric could be kind of nice. So would give us your healing. Yeah, I'm going to be grabbing it. Well, let's definitely get moving on with this. So now we're going to be getting some power, increasing our weapon damage. And yeah, we should be in a pretty good spot. We're going to be getting a bunch of random buffs. Our opponent gets a bunch of random buffs too. But as long as we keep taking buffs, we can scale up our crits and deal smashing damage. Hell yeah. Now that's mana mastery. That's also time melting. We can have the longest stunning hammer. I kind of want to grab that. Even though that's mana mastery, double rainbow, I'm going to take longer stuns. So another mana orb. You're also going to be crits from the get-go. More vampiric stacking. Now, how do we fit this in efficiently? We can place you in here. Are we going to be able to stack all that? Do you want another mana orb? I'm going to grab our vampirism. Do we want to take the mana orb? We also got another gemstone to try and move more buffs. I think I do want to grab the mana orb. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell our shiny shell. I'm going to sell this too. Let's go and grab it, and I really want to place it in this position. And now let's get moving once again. Let's definitely get moving once again. So we're going to have that increased stun on our opponents. That's what we're going to need, a 0.8 second stun. If you want to survive, stun your opponent is going to be a huge win con for us. Moving their buffs, getting those crits, and hell yeah. Taking out Burning Blade Dragons is awesome. We got our helmet, we also got ourselves a White King, which we could take another one. We also got ourselves a Piggy Bank to explode too. So if we do take this, we're going to lose 2 regen, but I think that's going to be okay. Let's take our cap. Let's sell this to go ahead and take this freaking Piggy Bank too. And I'm going to sell this piece to roll once. And we really need this storage. Like an insane amount need that storage. Because I do want our helmet down below. Beside our time melting, we do want to craft it up immediately, which makes me want to just go ahead and do that. I'd love to crack open a Piggy Bank, but I don't think we're going to be able to do that either. So, yeah, let's venture on once again. Not cracking open a Piggy Bank, not even placing it in. We can get those stuns off, we can get that damage reduction for a little bit longer. So it should be relatively awesome. We stop our opponent from healing, we attack through their block. This is actually setting up to be kind of an awesome build. Potentially an amazing. We're definitely setting up for a pretty decent run. Now we could just craft up an ice flower to be inflicting a bunch of cold. That's one thing we could be doing too. We can increase your healing. I'm not sure if we do want to increase your healing. I think I'm just going to grab our storage. Another puzzle bag improvements to get more buffs. Could be kind of sweet actually. I think we're going to ignore it for now. We could grab ourselves another corrupted helmet. I'm going to take it. I'm going to roll again. And that's going to be more removing of buffs. But yeah, let's get going once again. Now maybe I shouldn't be crafting up all these gemstones because 75% chance to remove a random buff from your opponents. It's going to take some time to scale up our crits. Definitely so 8%, 16%. It's actually not too bad, to be honest. 20% though at 8 seconds is maybe not that great. Our opponent does have a lot of heats. We got lots of power. We got tons of vampirism. But they're going to be stacking up a lot of buffs thanks to Harold the Hateful hat too. And with the double shields, you're eating up all their stamina. So can we keep up? Because right now it's definitely not looking like so, and we do end up losing our life, which is a bit unfortunate. But we got our bunnies, we're going to sell it, we're going to roll, and then we can grab this White Queen. This is the first capture, we're going to get 8 heats. And the problem with this is the Queen is going to be quite tough to place in without being taken out, or without taking out other items. So this is going to be tough to place in. We'll figure it out though. Puzzle bag of energy could be kind of nice, especially for our dagger, so we'll be taking it. Let's roll again. And this is one of the pieces we are looking for. To remove random buffs from your opponents. Let's go ahead and grab it. And we're going to sell this little green gemstone to go ahead and grab this too. And ironically, I think we might have solved where White Queen is going to fit. In this spot. We can only target directly the middle. Our Black King is not going to be anywhere near it. So I think we should be pretty good to move on with this too. Every time melting in here, so we get our damage reduction for quite some time. Our opponent does have Glowing Crown. Shielded is the worst opponent we could be facing. because you are going to be eating up our stamina. We got lots of stamina, we got lots of buffs, and looking much, much better. Hell yeah. I want to see how much crits we did have. 44% crits after 8.7 seconds. It's not bad. We're definitely getting up there. We're definitely getting up there. It's going to be White Queen, which will give us invulnerability, gives us more heat, and we can place in here. It's a lot of gold though. We're going to take it. Let's go ahead and grab you. Let's roll again. That's another freaking White Queen. How many White Queens can we get? Too many. Definitely going to be too many. I don't think I'm going to take this one. I'm going to roll again. That's going to be more healing reduction, which I do want to grab. I do like these bishops quite a bit. I'm going to take it. I'm going to sell you, and I'm going to roll again. And with that, I'm going to venture on. This bishop's going to sit in this spot. We're going to have everything try to converge on this one spot. Is it going to pan out that way? We'll see. Because right now it's gone to chaos. No, it's definitely gone to chaos. And we're still managing somehow. And amazing. It definitely didn't go to plan, that's for sure. But we do end up with a 46 DPS, which is not bad whatsoever. It's not crazy either. We did end up with a 68% crit chance, which is awesome. In terms of heals, only 10 healing per second, which is not too crazy by any means. In terms of block, not a whole lot of block either. So we probably should take our points and run, but yeah, I'm going to be trying to continue on. Armor on. Selling going to be gladly taken. We roll again. You will be taken. Piggy bank are going to be taken. Let's roll one more time. We're going to be selling our armor and we're going to be taking this. And I also kind of want to grab this too. But can we fit it in anywhere? Not really. So I'm going to roll again. Little red ruby. Let's roll one more time. We could grab the dark frenzy. Dark light is going to be amazing for us. So I'm definitely going to be crafting this guy up. For one, breaking gemstone shard. I'm going to have to sell our little topaz. As much as I want to keep it. We're going to be taking it. We're going to be placing it in. How about we just let this go to chaos? With our chest pieces. Yeah, it's already going to chaos, but let's move on once again. We are facing a practically large great sword with the skills. They get 4 in power off the rip. If they get a little bit more, they're going to get that in power, but we do remove a lot of their buffs. So their practically large great sword can't get off the ground running. We're dealing their big old damage. And you know what? Hell yeah. This is actually looking surprisingly awesome. I would have loved to grab ourselves a big puzzle bag of endurance. We got our Delos, we got our monies. We grab this gemstone. We could grab this unidentified amulet to see what it's going to be. Amulet steel is kind of nice, but maybe not for our run right now. We roll again. We keep rolling. We could grab the white rook. Should we just grab all the chest pieces, especially being on sale? Wilbertinger to help with our stamina could be kind of nice too, but I don't think we're going to need stamina as much anymore. And you I will gladly take. Now maybe we want to take this, increase our crits off the rip. I think about taking it. It means we're not going to be getting or inflicting any more poison, but I think that's not going to be too much of a problem. I'm going to sell this gemstone, I'm going to roll one more time. And we could grab ourselves another corrupted crystal, but we already have one and I'm looking to craft up another cap discomforts. But let's get moving on with this. We'll see how we get on with our Delos. We're going to be using up our luck to give us stamina. It's also going to remove some buffs from our opponents, scaling up our crits even more. And yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. We've got lots of debuff stacked on us though, which could be problematic. Opponents darn deals some big old damage too. They got tons of block. And unfortunately, doing a falling short. They did remove all our empower, which is a huge problem for us. Not gonna lie. Let's grab you. Let's grab this. Let's roll. I'm gonna grab this bit of storage. Puzzle bag of rune if we do want it. Not exactly what we're looking for. More vampirism with our Black Knight. Could be kind of amazing. We can also grab this too. Let me grab this little bit of storage. We keep rolling. Can we find the chest piece that stuns our opponents? We could also grab ourselves a bird to speed everything up too. Maybe do want to grab it. We sell a banana, we sell a stem too, and do we sell ourselves this little chipped, or do we sell our amethyst steel? I'm going to sell our amethyst steel to grab a bird. And we'll be placing it down in this spot to speed up our hammer, as well as our Harold the Hateful hat. And let's roll one more time. That's another piggy bank, which we're not going to be taking. We're going to be venturing on, and it does mean we're not going to be able to craft up a second cabinet discomforts. But we'll see how we get on facing a turtle with shields. They're going to be eating their stamina again. They're going to be blocking a lot of damage. They're going to have invulnerability. We got lots of heat to speed everything up again. But can we keep up? Because when our daggers do hit, they're going to be taking our stamina. We are blocking or attacking through that block. And hell yeah, that's some big old damage. This time they didn't take our empower, so we could deal some crazy damage. We had 100% crit chance by the end of it. Hell yeah. Now should we grab ourselves another Black Rook? Increasing our crit chance even more potentially? Probably not. Reducing that healing again though could be kind of smashing. Especially if we place it in somewhere like here. But then it's going to just go all to chaos. Do we want to just let it go all to chaos? Let's take our tiny little bit of storage. That's a puzzle bag of endurance, which I'm going to be taking instantly. And that's the second one. Holy moly. This is going to change how long we're going to stun our opponent for with time melting. Problem is, we're going to have to change our whole setup around, which is not going to be fun. I mean, at this point, I'm nearly ready to just let it go out all the chaos. By trying to set this chessboard up, I'm trying to get everything convenient on this spot, but it does mean we're going to have to take out a lot of pieces to make this work. Which I'm not sure if it's going to be actually worth taking out all those pieces. However, I'm going to sell this and I'm going to continue to roll. That's another dagger, which I also really want to grab. I kind of want to keep this bit of storage, but we definitely want this dagger. The only problem is we're not going to get crits on unless we move our white queen, which means everything is going to be shot. Literally. I'm just going to grab this then too. Let's go ahead and sell this to keep rolling. That's a helmet. Immediately regret my decision. Well, hey, we can't craft it up either way. Now we could just take it or we could grab our cat to stack up a little bit more crits. We could get rid of a bird for it, which I kind of want to do. Bird does help scale up our crits though, which is a bit of a problem. Let's sell this to go ahead and roll again, and that is another Dark Frenzy. I'd love to craft up another Dark Lettuce. We could put our cat in here, but we definitely need it in this spot. There's no other place we can place our cat to get crits. Definitely not. We sell a banana to roll again. And we're going to sell our box switches to go ahead and grab this fanny pack. We're going to grab this fanny pack. Now everything is literally gone to chaos. We do still have our bird in though, which is going to be relatively awesome. We got our cat spirit companion, which is going to give us our crits. From the get-go, it's not going to give us crits on a hammer, which might be a bit of a problem. Maybe we can move it around so we can have our cat down a little bit, but then we lose crits from our Hateful to hit flat, and I don't necessarily really want that. We got our knife to meet you in this position. It's not going to give us crits otherwise, or it's not going to be sped up, but we still need our crits on our daggers. Our whole setup has changed quite a bit with our chess pieces. We still have our bishops in here. Is that going to be good enough? Actually, not bad. The only rogue piece is going to be this white queen. No matter what we do with it, it's going to murder everything. Literally. So this is just going to go all to chaos with our white queens. We're going to see what it actually does. Hell yeah, this could be bad. We're definitely going to see what it is. The only thing we guaranteed that we're going to get is that 35% crits at the very beginning, which is kind of what we want. But we should be able to stun our opponents for an insane amount with double puzzle bags of endurance along with time melting. We'll see that we are facing another shield opponents. They're going to be inflicting a lot of poison on us, which is definitely going to be problematic. And we did stun for 1.1 seconds, which is actually kind of insane. Because if we can get our hammer going faster, we can possibly perma-stun our opponent. But we do have only 45% chance to stun. We are nullifying a lot of their buffs. They do have 51 poison on us, which we're going to be taking a lot of damage. But we do attack through their block. And they're not going to be able to heal whatsoever. But it's going to be super close. Can we win it? Hell yeah. Amazing. Just barely in time. Awesome. But I definitely did not expect a hammered chessboard type situation with a stunning of 1.1 seconds, which is kind of nuts. And we did end up with a 65 DPS between our spectral daggers, our hammer, and our other dagger. And then this extra dagger actually dealt 15 more DPS, which is amazing. Our opponent did only have 45 DPS, but we did have quite a bit of damage reduction with our helmet too. In terms of heals, we only had a 7 healing per seconds. Weren't relying too much on heals. We didn't actually have any block either. We're very frail. We did need to beat down our opponent pretty fast. Our main source of defenses was stuns and damage reduction, which is kind of crazy that we did manage to win out because of that. So grabbing something like Vampire Armors would have been awesome too, but we did survive with 2 lives left. Let's go and see just how much rank points we managed to get. +9 are ranking us up quite a bit. But I'm going to have to leave here for now. Just want to say thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, or even subscribing, and I hope to keep looking for the next one. I'll see you next time. Okay, we're back in some round 18 fights, and we're going to see how we can deal with some other builds. And we are facing a Berserker who's going to have insane amounts of damage reduction. We got lots of heat, we got lots of vampirism, we're going to be stunning our opponents. And we might be able to win out because we stun him for such a long freaking time. And hell yeah. Awesome even. And then can we deal with a Staff of Fire with lots and lots of heat from the get-go? They're going to have quite a bit of scaling damage from this. They're going to resist stuns, which could be super problematic for us. And they're going to resist some crits too. But can we still run out? Because we definitely look like so, and hell yeah. Now can we deal with this Delos Excalibur? They're going to be going for infinite heats. But again, all we need is a couple of stuns. A 1.2 second stun is going to be nice because our hammer does trigger every 1.1 seconds, and hell yeah. Not too bad.